Mr. Wright, now would be a good time for me to put my skills to work. It's time to show what analytical psychology can really do. You seem pretty confident. Let me guess, you noticed a contradiction between the testimony and her emotions. You bet I did, and once we expose it, we just might be able to crack her. No, scratch that. Make it, we'll definitely be able to. Then let's give your knowledge of analytical psychology a try. You got it, boss. A complete analysis of Mr. Plume's heart, coming right up. Beep-a-doop. Hello, iPhone. Show me her emojis. The killer whale's behavior was exactly the same as a year ago. No emotion. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. Surprise makes sense. I was calm when I saw it start to headbutt. Were you? Phoebe? But when the pirate had a victim game floating up, I let out a scream. Mr. Plume, Orla really frightened you with her headbutting, didn't she? Don't be absurd. I certainly was not frightened by the likes of any killer whale. Must have been something else that scared her then, boss. However, I do remember being very afraid for some reason while I was doing that. It sounds like maybe you saw something we haven't discussed yet. Take your time and try to remember what it was. What did you see? This is practically turning into a counseling session. I saw something. Oh! Ah! I remember now. Oh, clearing out that noise. Okay, good. Now, if you could please tell the court what you saw. I saw bright red blood. The killer whale's ramming caused the victim to bleed. There was a great cloud of blood. What? What? Yes, that's it. That's why I was so sure. That's when I knew that killer whale had killed a person for a second time. Well, that was a very compelling statement indeed. Looking at this again, there does appear to be something that could be a cloud of blood. So her terror was a reaction to blood, was it? That would certainly explain what happened yesterday. Please take a look at this. Please take a look at this blood-stained coin. Eek! Cease and desist at once. What kind of man shows a lady blood? She doesn't have to get so worked up. I was badly injured during an interview once. Ever since then, I've been terrified of blood. The very sight of it dreadfully upsets my delicate sensibilities. This is a bad turn. If Mr. Plume saw blood, then does that mean Orla really did attack the victim? Or does it mean that she just saw blood and she was so distraught that she didn't get a very good look at what happened? It would appear that orcas are even more vicious than I am, and I'm terribly vicious. I want to kill everyone in this room. Every single one of you to your knees. So how does it feel to be thoroughly rammed by your own cross-examination, right, Dono? What do we do now, boss? That testimony was not at all what I expected to hear. Wait a minute. There's still some discord left in Mr. Plume's heart. What? You mean there's more? Yeah, but there's no telling what it is. It could be something even more damaging. Is there even anything left of our case to damage? Well, whatever it is, we have to face it head on. Athena, you believe in Orla, right? If so, there's no reason for us to shy away from the truth. Yeah, you're right. I know we can handle the truth, whatever it is, so let's delve a little deeper. You've got it, boss. Beepity-beep-boop. The killer whale's behavior was exactly the same as a year ago. Can I pinpoint the fact that there is no emotion? Shouldn't that be surprising? As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. Info update. After it started headbutting, I saw that awful blood and was terrified. The killer whale suddenly started singing. Wait. Oh, I went back. Okay, info update again. But when the pirate hat and victim came floating up, I let out a scream. I'm actually curious that she's sad here and then not as sad here. That seems the thing that's weird. Her fear appears to lessen here at this statement. Mr. Plume, weren't you afraid when you saw the victim with blood coming out of him? My, that's a very good question. I was shaken after witnessing a murder, yes, but then the blood seemed to disappear. Disappear? And why do you suppose that was? Simple. It was because of the pirate hat. After the killer whale put the hat on, the cloud of blood disappeared. Objection! Was it just paint on the hat? And how exactly does that work? How should I know? I'm just telling you what I remember, Blue Boy. Wait a minute. If from whom was this blood that Mr. Plume saw actually... From whom in the blood that Mr. Plume actually saw it coming from? Let's see. Not Sykes, not Apollo, not Trucy. Sasha, maybe. Detective assigned to the case? No. She likes to wear hats. I kind of think... Maybe it was from Orla? Maybe the blood came from Orla because she was hitting something? Oh, I've got nothing. Consider this. Maybe the one who bleeding wasn't the victim. Oh, okay. They didn't stop the music, so I thought I lost it. I beg your pardon. What kind of ridiculous nonsense is that? There was no one else in that pool besides the victim. Oh, I wouldn't say there was no one else. It is an orca pool, after all. What? Then where is this alleged injury on the defendant? I'm not sure, but if simply wearing the pirate hat made the blood disappear, then the blood must have been coming from somewhere on Orla's head. Whoa! Whoa! Oh! Why is this happening? The orca's head! What are you prattling on about now? Please think about it again, Mr. Plume. Think back to what you really saw. That is... The one who is bleeding was not the victim, but the killer whale? I remember now. There wasn't any blood coming from the victim after all. Oh no, Orla, what happened to you? Who did this? So it's back to how it was the first time, but now we know that Orla was bleeding for some reason. We did it! Analytical psychology got us what we needed from her. That was a huge help, Athena. It was also pretty dicey for a while, though. Well, this is a surprise. The blood the witness saw was the defendant's, not the victim's? That is correct. And since there was no blood coming from the victim, there's only one thing we can conclude. That what Mr. Plume witnessed was not the moment of the murder as she claims. Objection. I thought you were unarmed, but it turns out you were concealing a sword all along. Whoa. Nevertheless, it is far too dull to cut to the bone. Meaning? I grant that what the witness saw was not the victim's blood, but it proves nothing. After all, being rammed doesn't always result in a wound that bleeds, does it? Death from internal hemorrhaging is also a possibility. He has a point there. If you wish to challenge me to a duel, you'll need a sharper blade than that, right, Dono? I demand evidence that proves the witness did not see the moment of the murder. There must be something. Think, Phoenix. If I'm correct, then the victim's death occurred before De Plume saw it. If the victim was already dead when Orla started her headbutting, then that would mean he died sometime before Mr. Plume was watching her. The events Mr. Plume witnessed took place at around 10:10 a.m. I must have something that can tell us about what happened before 10:10 a.m. You must indeed. Let's search. Wish we could see more of the footage and not just like every single individual minute. Meet the captain at the Orca pool at 7 a.m. Has he been dead for like 3 hours? I feel like the calendar is the only thing we have that says a time. Oh, it was accidentally switched with Pearl's calendar around 10 a.m. The only other thing I can think of is to just show the actual security footage and then just request the rest of it. Since it started at 10 a.m., that there must be more of it. We've only seen the footage from 10:09 to 10:10 a.m. Ah ha ha! We're missing things! We had to ask for more things. That's why it was confusing. Which means there's still footage going further back that we need to check. Your Honor, I request that all of the security footage be played for the court.
All of the footage?
Mr. Plume witnessed the cloud of blood at around 10:10 a.m., but I believe the victim was already dead by that time.
So your assertion is that the murder took place before Mr. Plume arrived?
Exactly. The security camera footage starts at 10 a.m. when the aquarium opened. And I believe there is vital evidence in the 10 minutes before. Humph. I didn't think of that. You are quite the gambling man, right, Dono? Are you honestly willing to risk everything on those mere 10 minutes? I've bet on slimmer chances before, but when he puts it that way... My boss is no coward, Prosecutor Blackwell, so I suggest you get ready to eat humble pie. Uh-oh. I can't back down now.
Well, if the defense is that confident in its importance, Prosecutor Blackwell, the security footage.
Fulbright. Roger, I have the rest of the security footage right here. Been sitting on it, been watching it. Tears open the whole case.
Very well, please play it for the court.
Please have something for me. It is Pi Day. Happy Pi Day. This is what it looked like at 10:10 a.m. The witness can be seen here. All right, I'll just back the footage up to the beginning now. We already got that one. Yep. Little more. Yep, happy whale. Looking fine.
It appears Mr. Plume hasn't arrived yet at this point.
Now to see if I can find something from before this point in time. Still a whale. Also a whale. Why does it just take a picture like every 3 minutes? Is that it? Yep, that's all the footage there is.
Well, Mr. Wright, did you see what you were looking for?
We got nothing. Well, right, Dono. Those were the 10 minutes you placed your bet on. Did you see anything of significance? No, but that's what's important. The fact that you didn't see something is what was important. In the footage, we see... We see so we see something important, but the important thing that we see is nothing. Say nothing, because it's nothing, right? We can see nothing of importance in that footage. Just as I thought. Ha ha ha! You're right about that. That section was completely meaningless. It doesn't show a thing. That's why I didn't submit it as evidence. No, it's just the opposite. Huh? What do you mean by that? In these 10 minutes of footage, something important that should be there isn't there. Detective Fulbright, this footage should have been submitted as evidence. What? Are you questioning the way I carry out my duty to justice?
Mr. Wright, explain yourself, please. What is this important thing that you say should be in the footage but isn't?
I'd actually want to say just him. The important thing we should see in the footage is the victim himself, Jack Shipley. I don't know about you, but I didn't see him get in the pool in that footage.
Oh!
Oh, his eyes flashed. I never saw that before. His eyes actually glowed there for a second. Ah, that's right! If the victim's not shown entering the pool in this footage, it means that he must have been there by the Skull Rock during those 10 minutes. but no human being can hold their breath underwater for that long.
Well, wait a minute. Are you saying?
When the security camera started up at 10 a.m., the victim was already dead.
What? What? Order in the court. If that's the case, then when was the victim murdered?
I don't know, Your Honor, but we now know it had to have been sometime before 10 a.m. Therefore, this footage can no longer be called decisive evidence against my client.
But there's no one else who could have killed the victim.
Not necessarily. The defense believes that the true culprit may have been human. And we have evidence to back up our theory as well.
Do you now? I would be very interested in seeing this evidence.
The defense's trump card, that thing we found during our investigation yesterday. I wouldn't go so far as to call it decisive, but now's the time to play it. He's talking about that coin that we tried to play earlier.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please submit your evidence. What evidence shows that the crime may have been committed by a human?
It's the video!
What's this? A coin?
Yes, a fake coin used in the Aquarium's Pirate Show. Used in the Aquarium's Pirate Show. We found it beside the pool. This coin is quite possibly the real murder weapon.
This tiny little coin is the murder weapon? Mr. Wright, if this is another one of your bluffs.
As they say, the bolder the presentation, the less confident the solicitor. This is no bluff, and this isn't the only coin. There are 300 of these coins altogether, weighing a total of about 7 pounds. This one just happens to have blood on it. Did you have the blood analyzed to see whose it is? Not yet. But there were coins scattered all around the body, and the victim had a head wound. Taking these things into account, I believe it has to be the victim's blood. So to put it together, we have about 7 pounds of coins by the side of the pool. One of them with a blood stain on it. I think the answer is pretty clear here. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the victim was killed beside the pool.
The side of the pool? But if the murder took place there, it would be difficult to say the orca did it. I realize you're trying to defend your client, but that theory is preposterous. How could 300 coins possibly be made to hit someone all at once?
You just go and throw them, fling them one at a time. No, you put them in a bag, dum-dum. It'd be pretty easy if they were in a bag or something of that nature.
And so where is this bag the coins were in?
Unfortunately, Your Honor, we recovered nothing of the sort from the scene. It's possible the culprit took it with them.
They took it.
The true culprit used the coins as a blunt instrument to commit murder. They then threw the body into the pool before the security camera started up. And then they left, taking the bag the coins were in with them. They got rid of the evidence that points to a human culprit to pin the blame on Orla. That was brilliant, Mr. Wright. You found a way to introduce the possibility of a human perpetrator. Yes, somehow. Let's hope my luck holds out. I wonder why Prosecutor Blackwell hasn't said anything.
The possibility of a perpetrator other than the defendant has now been suggested. But if we hold this possibility to be true, then what did Mr. Bloom witness? That's right! I saw the killer whale attack the victim, just like it did a year ago, singing a song.
I guess there still is that. Even with somebody else as the culprit, Orla's behavior still seems pretty bizarre. I wonder why did she... I wonder why she was doing the same thing she did a year ago. But are they really that bizarre? What do you mean? To explain the inexplicable, all we have to do is turn our thinking around. Turn our thinking around, huh? Sounds good to me. Time to give the old turn my thinking around method a try. You just spin down. Instead of trying to figure out why Orla did the same thing she did a year ago, I should consider the results that were produced by her behavior this time around. Orla sang a song, did some headbutts, and bit the victim. If the real culprit wanted to shift the suspicion onto Orla, then they would have needed to give people a reason to think Orla did it in the first place.
Mr. Wright, as her lawyer, how do you explain your client's actions?
I believe we should think of it in this way, Your Honor. What kind of effect did Orla's actions have on the case?
Very well. Then why don't you explain it for the court? How did the defendant's actions affect the case?
They created a witness. Mr. Plume focused her attention on the orca pool because she heard the song. The orca's act of singing a song created a witness.
Created a witness?
Isn't it possible that fabricating a witness was the real culprit's true intention? After all, Mr. Plume witnessed two things. She saw Orla headbutt something over and over, and she saw the orca bite the victim. Those two actions of Orla's might have been the real culprit's plot to make the witness think the orca was attacking the victim.
Are you saying that the defendant was being manipulated by the true perpetrator?
Exactly, and that would explain Orla's actions perfectly.
But the defendant is an orca. Is it even possible to manipulate her?
Yes, there is a way to manipulate Orla's behavior. With this, it's the whistle.
Is this a whistle?
Yes, Your Honor. Trainers at the aquarium use whistles to issue commands to Orla. But in truth, anyone can do it, provided they know the right signals.
Ah, that must be how they get Orla to do tricks for their pirate shows.
The true culprit hid the body in a spot that couldn't be seen from the visitor's corridor. Then, when Mr. Plume appeared, they gave Orla the commands. In other words, Orla was manipulated by the culprit to perform a series of tricks.
What?
And, as for you, Mr. Plume, you were manipulated by the true culprit to play the part of the witness. Was she? Honestly, she's the one I've suspected the most, so...
Norma de Plume, was set up? I, Norma de Plume, writer extraordinaire.
You're getting too close.
Was used? No!
No! Oh no! Please no! Please no! Please no! Please don't. Please do not.
Mr. Plume, please do something about your attire.
That was one wardrobe malfunction I did not want to see.
It would appear we need to shift our suspicion towards someone other than Orla. Prosecutor Blackwell, please have the bloodstained coin analyzed.
You waste your breath. I guess even Prosecutor Blackwell can't refute the possibility of a human suspect. You did it, boss! If the crime happened beside the pool, there's no way an orca could have done it. Now, if only we could find the bag the coins were in.
In light of the new discovery, it would appear that the orca couldn't have done it.
Exactly, Your Honor. If the blood on the coin proves to be that of the victim, we can unequivocally overturn Orla's accusation.
Objection.
Uh-oh, we're breaking out. Overturn the defendant's accusation. I think not. Huh! Yeah! He cut his hair! My hair! My beautiful hair! Oh no. Yesterday, a new inmate was brought into the prison. He said, the moment you relax is when you're most vulnerable.
And what did this man go in for?
He is merely a sneaky thief who enjoys a spot of fishing now and again. But right dono here would be easier to hook than any fish. That hawk sure does love the judge's head.
What's this? That coin from before and some sort of bag?
You had the bag! You son of a... I don't think I'm gonna like this. This is the coin bag the 300 coins were in. I believe you were looking for this. How did you get that? I never said we didn't find it at the crime scene. The bag had blood on it, so naturally I had it sent to the crime lab. And does the blood belong to the victim? It does indeed, as does the blood on the coin. I knew it! So the blood on the coin did belong to the victim. The bag was open and the coins had all spilled out. But the bag alone wasn't proof enough to say that it was used as the murder weapon. However, thanks to the defense and their coin, I am more than satisfied that it was...
Prosecutor Blackwell, are you conceding that the true culprit committed the murder with the bag of coins?
I shall concede that the victim was put into the pool after his death. However, even with the bag, it doesn't change the fact that it was the orca that killed the victim because she lobbed it at him like a volleyball. Oh, no! What? How can you still suspect Orla? You said that the true culprit manipulated Orla's behavior, but Orla isn't the kind of orca that would let someone control her. If anything, Orla used the victim's behavior against him to murder him. What? But...
Are you arguing that the orca manipulated a human being?
To prove it, I have summoned another witness. Marlon Rhymes. Take the stand. Marlon Rhymes? Is a witness?